Let's face it, Americans love coffee. It's tough to start the day without it. In 2019, a coffee shop opened up in Lunenburg, Mass. It's called Smokestack Roasters. It not only has coffee, but has a wide selection of teas and other tasty treats. Today, I'm interviewing the owner, JC. So grab your favorite coffee mug and let's take a tour. Hi, my name is Matthew Straight from Straight Real Estate Solutions. Welcome to It's Your Town. I'm with the owner of Smokestack Roasters here in Lunenburg, Mass, JC Nicole. JC, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming around.
So we have a lot to talk about. Let's start when you started this amazing coffee shop and kind of talk about the background and go from there.
We started in coffee about 4 or 5 years ago now. We started in our home. We bought a small roaster and turned our dining room into a roasting room. And we would do events, just pop-up events on the weekends. I maintained my regular job and we would just do this as a side gig. Sometime a couple years ago now, we decided that it was kind of go big or go home time. And we've always wanted to have a cafe. We've always wanted to be, business owners. And so we started searching around for a space in the Lunenburg area. We fell in love with this. This space met all of our needs. We basically converted a garage into a cafe, so it was a long journey.
Well, you're doing great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been good. I'm just happy to be open at this point, and we're doing good. We're finally having new staff and growing and expanding our offerings.
So my office is literally right across the street, so I love coming over here on a regular basis, getting my coffee, getting my tea, getting my baked goods. But we actually, I think, first met, there was a Lunenburg fair.
Yes.
And I bought some of your coffee.
Yes.
And I was like, I love coffee. So I fell in love with it years ago. And that's how you originally started, is just selling coffee.
Yep. We had, events that we would do on the weekend. We had a couple of retail locations that we had. The Stillman's Fair was our first introduction into the Lunenburg community. It was pretty awesome. We were very well received, and it really kind of fueled the fire to, expand our offering.
So what's interesting about your coffee shop is you not only sell coffee, you sell a ton of tea. Yep. You have a big variety. You have micro beer.
Yeah, a little craft beer selection.
Craft beers, which is kind of nice. You have baked goods.
Yep.
So let's kind of talk a little bit about the other products you sell.
Like you said, we're not just coffee. We try to have, bring the tea game as well. We have bakery from local bakers, and as well as some in-house stuff. We're moving more towards baking in-house. We're going to be bringing on a baker soon. We're going to be moving into lunch fare. I think taking baby steps initially, so I want to start with gourmet grilled cheese, and then paninis, soup salads, and just really, light cafe fare, so that we can have some food offerings. Once all the restrictions around capacity are released, we can do more live music. And in the summertime, we were doing a barbecue truck that came, and people would get their barbecue outside. They'd come in, get a beer, and have dessert, and it was a really good time. And I hope that we can get back to those bigger events and have more evening hours as a result of that.
I can't think of a better combination: coffee and beer and muffins and paninis.
Coffee, beers, muffins. Yeah.
And literally, this is a block away from my office.
Awesome.
So I can't be more excited than that.
Thank you. We are very excited as well.
I loved going behind the counter and seeing just the bags of coffee. Visually, it looks amazing.
Yep.
You're actually selling bags of coffee. So let's talk about that. Where does your coffee come from? How does it come in? All that fun
and that
stuff.
was actually our initial idea. We initially thought we were just going to sell coffee beans and grounds and really go through, heavy volumes of it. We have the capacity to roast a ton a day. And so that was the original idea, but then we realized we needed a cafe to showcase all of the coffee offerings. Right now, we're ordering through a distributor who, it's all fair trade. Most of it's organic. It comes in huge pallets. We're ordering about once a month right now. It comes in the big burlap sacks, the traditional
How many
bags
pounds
of green
of coffee
beans.
do you order a month?
We do 2 tons every time that we place an order, so
2 tons.
it's a lot. It's logistically an awful lot. Yep.
Can you explain sort of that process of roasting and what that entails?
Yeah, absolutely. I could talk about coffee all day.
Yeah,
So
me too. I can drink coffee all day.
There's a lot to it, and I'm happy to drop knowledge. But the basics of it is essentially it comes in a pallet. We bring it in, we put it in the staging area. Barry is the roaster, it's my husband. He essentially takes it out, weighs it out into about 20 pounds at a time, loads it in the roaster, roasts it. It eventually goes into buckets where the packaging team will take it, weigh it, perhaps grind it, seal it, package it, and then make it into a bag direct to the consumers. Our perfect customer is one who comes in once a week and buys a couple of lattes and then gets a bag of beans to go home with an equal distribution. So that to me is the perfect scenario.
That's
I want
perfect.
people brewing at home for the most part,
Right.
and then come in for your special drink, every once in a while.
The great thing about this space is, we all have been dealing with COVID. There's plenty of space here to be 6 feet apart from
Yes.
from everybody. I mean, this is one of the biggest
Yeah.
coffee shops I've been to. People were really spread out.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, we're still dealing with it now.
Yep.
But there's plenty of room here to have your coffee, be with your friends and family, but still be far apart that you feel comfortable and not have to worry about that, which is great. Let's talk about the vibe. You obviously worked hard to kind of create a certain culture here.
Thank you. We do try hard. The first and foremost, like you said, there's all different types of people. We want to be all encompassing and all welcoming. We try hard to train our staff that friendliness is super important, as well as approachability. One thing that we found at some coffee shops is there is an air of you need to know how to order, you need to know what to order, you need to be fast. We really try hard to tell everybody that their time at the counter is their time. Take all the time you need, and any questions can be answered. We love giving samples. We love talking about coffee. I could easily ramble on for hours and hours and hours about coffee. So I want to invite people to understand that this is their space too. We think about our impact on the environment. So all of our compost gets sent to local gardeners who put it in their gardens. All of our food scraps go to a farmer. We try to use compostable materials when possible. Our bags are this great bio-tree compostable. Even the valve is compostable now. So we're really big on sustainability initiatives, and it's built into our mission statement. And we really try to, think about the impact that our company has.
So let's talk about your future plans.
Yeah. Right now, what I'm looking forward to is more evening events, more functions, more use of the space, because we close at 3 right now and it's underutilized space. I also think that, we can build out our cafe a little bit more.
So you're going to have a lot more paninis coming up.
I hope so.
That's great.
And I think the first start is gourmet gold cheese. So I want to have multiple different cheeses, and we can start easy on that, and then later on we can expand into more, more food offerings, soup, salads, paninis.
Well, I'm looking forward to having lunch here.
That's awesome. Me too.
How can people find you? Where are you located?
We're next to Safelite, across from the old Bootleggers at 39 Mass Ave.
39 Mass Ave in Lunenburg.
Yep.
Okay, and what's your website?
We're in smokestackroasters.com. We also have an Instagram, Smokestack33. We post a lot of pretty pictures of beautiful drinks, as well as the things that we break and spill on the Instagram page. And then Facebook is where we put a lot of our information, such as events that we're having or our new products or whatnot.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us into your amazing business. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So folks, if you want to have an amazing coffee, if you want to check out a wide selection of fantastic tea, if you want to have a nice baked muffin, you have to check this place out. Smokestack Roasters here in Lunenburg, Mass. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on It's Your Town.
See you soon.